Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to remote learning. This is revision week and today we will start our second lesson of revision. This is grade 5 social studies. I hope you are preparing for your exams and enjoying your break as well. Today we will revise our lesson from geography section, and today we will revise only one chapter, that is chapter number 10, Power Resources of Pakistan and South Asia. Boys and girls, when we are going to revise our chapter, you people keep your copies and your worksheets with you so that you may revise with me whatever was done in class. Here in the revision session, only the reinforcement of the topic is done so that you may understand the whole chapter completely, and then you can revise the question answers from your copies and your revision worksheet which is given to you after this chapter. And this is how you can prepare daily along with me for your upcoming exams. So let's start with the discussion about the power resources of Pakistan and South Asia. Since this region is developing region and we are going to stand inshallah with the developing nations, but there are many challenges which are faced by the nations which are like ours. Energy crisis is one of them. With the passage of time and with the development of more and more areas, there is much needed source, which is energy source. How can we get energy? If we talk about our country only, in Pakistan we are getting energy mean the source which is running our power station, which is produced in our power station and which is running in our industries and our homes as well. That is the thermal energy, and thermal plants which first of all burn the oil and gas and then they prepare the electricity with the help of steam. We can just imagine how difficult the process is, but this is the way by which the electricity is produced in our country. Then secondly, there is a hydroelectric plant, and mostly in our country the dams and such barrages which have the power head or the work heads, they produce the electricity. So for example, the Baloki headworks, Kadrabad headworks and Nandipur headworks, they are famous for production of hydroelectricity, means the electricity which is made from water. While very small amount of energy is also prepared with the help of the nuclear power, that is again only a small fraction is done in our country, but majority in the other countries this method is used, which are the developed nations. But this is expensive and much more expertise are required. Moreover, if a process is carried out in the controlled way, then it is okay, then it should be used in a useful way. But if it is not used properly, then it can be destructive as well. So if we talk about the thermal power plants, they use the fuels, and then if we talk about the hydel power plants, they use the reservoir of water. Then we discussed about the nuclear power plants. They are using the nuclear energy from atom, and it is controlled and it is utilized in a proper way by expert and professional peoples who are highly qualified, and they have their experience in this sector of production of energy through nuclear powers, because the reactors are usually under the they are usually the processes whatever are going on within the reactors, they are under the control of the expert and technically trained staff. So enough energy can be produced if this method is used very safely and by the expert people only. So this is how the energy could also be produced. If we talk about the South Asian countries, majority of the power in the South Asian countries is produced by the hydel power plants, and usually the dams are the major source of production of electricity through hydel power plants. If we talk about the India, same is the case in which the dams are made where the are the sources of water or reservoirs. The dams are made over there, and same is the case for the other countries like South Asian countries or like Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bangladesh. Mainly the electricity is produced from the river water, hydel water, and important projects which are made on the water reservoirs. So this is how the energy production is done within the countries like the South Asian countries which are developing. With this, I will conclude the topic, and what you have to do. You will read the chapter carefully and answer the question. Let me share the answer question of this chapter with you. You will take out your copies and you will revise with me, and in the same way you will revise your worksheet which is attached with this question answer session in your copies. After completing our question and answers, we usually complete the revision by worksheets, and you must have your worksheet in your copies. I will revise the question answer with you. You people open your copies and revise with me, and after that the worksheet should also be revised by yourself, and you will just enter it by writing the word done. If you have done, then you can take a picture and even send to me. Otherwise, you can just show your indication of revision by writing the word done. So let's start with the first question. The first question is the actual percentage of the power produced by hydroelectric station is decreasing. Why do you think so? The reason is the global warming, less rainfall, then less snowfall, and the dam failure. So more dams should be made in those areas where such problems are arising, and the moreover the geographical changes are as a result of global warming, and such changes are as a result of the cutting of the trees without any second thought. So this should also be uh, prevented. The next question is, what are the purposes of dams that great dams fulfill? Usually the purpose of dam is the generation of electricity and irrigation, and they also serve as the reservoir of water. Similarly, they can be the habitat of the wildlife, and they also control the flood. Third question is, why are the thermal power stations located mainly in the southern Pakistan? Because there are the gas and oil fields in the southern Pakistan. That's why the thermal plants are usually over there. Now our next question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear power? I told you this is usually very cheap, and we can make the high amount of a large amount of electricity by using this nuclear power. But again, it is very extremely dangerous, and only the responsible and qualified technical staff can handle it. Unfortunately, Pakistan don't have such highly qualified and skilled staff, so usually only a small fraction is produced within our country. Our next question is, should we think more seriously about using sunlight and wind to produce water power? Discuss the advantage. The sun and the wind, they are the natural sources of energy, but unfortunately they are not distributed easily and equally throughout the world. In Europe, usually it is done that the great wind, they are used to move the turbine which make the electricity, but again this process is very expensive and require the proper equipments. Windmills and wind turbines, they are usually very expensive, and usually they are very much viable to pollution. So that's why they are this usually in the Asian countries especially, we don't use wind to produce the electricity, but the sunlight could also be used in the form of solar panels, which store the solar energy and then convert it into the electrical energy. Our next question is about the Wasap, Turbola, and Mangala Dam. Where are they located? So these dams are located in different areas. Wasap is located at Kabul. Turbola is at river Jhelum, and Mangala is on the river uh, Chenab. You can also see this answer of this question. I'm going to repeat. Warsak Dam is built on river Kabul, Turbola is on river Indus, and Mangala is made on Jhelum. So usually these dams are located in such an area where the water falls freely, so that this energy can be used for the production of electricity. Moreover, the fast flowing water enters into the plains, and that is really at the height of 1000 and 1500 meters above the sea level. Our last question is, talk about how would the life change in a small village if the electricity could be brought there. The answer is, if the electricity is brought there, then there would be the communication, there should be the use of electronic media, and there will be the improvement in the whole lifestyle. So with this, I will wind up the topic. People, revise your question answer which are done in copies, revise your written work, whatever is in the worksheet, and then submit your work done by writing either the word done or by just turning it in. Oh, now inshallah we will see each other very soon, hopefully, and best of luck for your upcoming exams. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.